Okay, this is the deck profile for the Giga Howling Crusher OTK that I just built. My own little creation. So, let's just go over everything first. Body help, pay 3 gauge, draw 2 cards, because you need lots of draw. Pay 2 gauge, draw 3, discard 2. Pay 2 life, draw 2. Draw 1, gauge 1, gain 1 life. And we play 4 of this guy, who is on summon, pay 1 life and gauge top 2 cards, and pay 2 life, gauge top 4 cards. The reason why is because we need lots of gauge so that we can draw, and use the impact more than once. Play 4 Black Dragon Shield. This is just to protect you if you don't get it off turn 1. If you don't get it off turn 2, you're probably dead anyway. We play 4 Drum Bunker Dragon Father and 2 Fangslade Drum. The reason for that is because both of these guys don't require any gauge to be summoned, and they're both 2 crit. Because 2 crit is the same as 3 crit. The only other option is 4, because 4 plus the weapons are all 2 crit, 2 crit, 2 crit, 2 crit, 2 crit, 2 crit. This is free to equip, and this is pay 1 life. So if you've got the weapon and 1 drum, then if you attack with drum, that's 2, and then you do the first impact, that deals 4, which is 6, and then you do a second impact, that is 8, that is 10, well, it's 6 plus 4, which is 10. So that's one of your OTKs. If you just have any drum and the weapon and do the impact twice. The other one is your body is this card here, who's got 4 crit. So the whole purpose of this deck is the impact says you pay 3 gauge if you and your opponent don't have a monster in the centre, and you deal damage equal to the crit of your weapon and the crit of either your body monster or your drum that's on the field, which is either this guy or this guy. So if you just summon this guy, attack for 4, and you've got any weapon equipped, and then you play the impact, then you just deal 10 damage. Because you deal 4 and then you deal 6 that can't be negated. If your opponent survives like a turn, if they use a Green Dragon Shield or anything to like negate this, then you just have to hope you can survive long enough, because you've got 12 life with the Dragonite in it anyway, and then just summon a second one, hope that you can get through their centre monster, and then just do the impact a second time. But really, if you don't do it by turn 1 or turn 2, then you're almost dead. So, draw, gauge, gauge. That's just to keep you alive. Impact, which is OTK. Drum, which is all OTK. Weapon, which is all part of the OTK. And 4 of this guy, and this guy has to be the body because he doesn't have word drum in his name, and he's the only 4 crit he's the only 4 crit dragon that can be summoned without paying gauge. Also, you don't need any gauge to start with, because you gauge and draw your first turn, and that already gives you the 3 gauge that you need for this impact. So even if you don't draw into any of this, you don't require it. And so long as you don't pay gauge for this card or this card, then this is pay life, this is just draw 1, this is pay life, this is pay life. These guys don't have any gauge cost. So the only things that actually do gauge are these 2, and doing the impact more than once. So there is a whole list of OTKs. I'll pull out a couple of OTKs just to show you. Right, so if you've got this, and this, that's an OTK. So long as your opponent doesn't block the first one. If you've got this, and 2 of these, and any weapon, like any drum, 2 impacts, and this, that's also OTK, but you need 1 of these or 1 of these to give you the additional gauge as well. Or, well, actually 2 of this. It's very possible to, like, most of these things are like once per turn. Yeah, I think that's once per turn. Yeah, that's once per turn. This isn't, so like you can do that as many times as you want, but it's pay 3 gauge, so I mean you're not going to. And obviously this is once per turn. So really you have to get a good opening. You have to get, like, it's almost like an Exodia deck, except you've got 3 cards or 4, depending on what it is you need to do. That is pretty much the little OTK. Not decided what I'm going to call it yet, and obviously it has to be the Dragonite flag, because there's no other way to use the Ancient World draw cards and the crit and this impact. So that's my little deck.